Hey again. As I said, today we'll do something slightly more advanced, not too much, just a little bit. And to make this video a little faster, I've pre-opened Portainer and pre-made some folders for what we're going to do. So, as always, if you're installing something, make sure you get the documentation. For this one, we're going to be doing Plex, which is a media hub for your home. Now you can use MB, Jellyfin, even VLC Player, but I'm going to do Plex for this example. So for here, we're going to use Linux servers version. They have a ton of images for Docker. Feel free to look through their stuff, see if you might find something interesting. But for to use their image, we're going to need a Linux server / Plex. So let's go ahead and go down to our instructions. Now, I do suggest reading through the documentation of anything you're installing just to understand it better. But we're really trying to fly through this, so if you'll forgive me. Alright, so we're going to add a container. This container will be called Plex. I pre-pulled the image, but let's pull it again. So we're going to Linux server, Plex, and latest. We're going to pull the image. If you come down here, you'll see through the documentation, the only actual important port, according to documentation, is 32,400. So let's go on back up to the rest of our documentation. And we'll go back to Portainer. We'll map our port for host 32,400 and for container 32,400. Okay, now we're going to come down and we're going to work on our actually let's do our environments first. So we're going to need a process user ID, a process group ID, and a version. So 1, 2, 3. So process user ID, process group ID. Both of those were set to 1000. And then we had version Docker. Okay. Oh, Docker is lowercase. Docker is lowercase. Docker. Okay. Now I did pre-make folders. We're going to need config, TV, and movies. So let's go in here and go to our volumes. We'll add 1 volume, 2 volume, 3 volume. Remember, these are binds, aka mounts. So make sure you set those. We have /config, config, /TV, and /movies. Now, like I said, I set some of this up a little bit earlier. So we're going to Plex. We need to go in your config, copy path. Now ignore library because that was me testing earlier. We'll put in our config. And yeah, it was TV and movies. Just double checking. Open movies. You'll see I have a free movie called Big Buck Bunny, which was made by the guys that originally made Blender. And that's going to be our test subject for this. So let's copy our movies folder. And then we already know TV is going to be in that same area. And we will set TV. Okay. Now our restart policy for this is unless stopped. So we'll go to our restart policy and unless stopped. So unlike always, if you shut down the computer and restart it, or you have to restart Docker, if you haven't stopped Plex, it'll automatically restart. But if you have stopped it, it will not restart until you actually start it again. Okay, so I think we have everything. Okay, yeah. So we're going to deploy our container. Alright. And we have port 32,400. So local host 32,400. Okay. I think Plex had a quirk for the web interface. We need /web, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there we go. So it should come up and ask us for our, oh, that's right, it's already pre-done some of this. Let's go back to the main Plex. Now, I did skip account because I don't want to add my actual home service of, like, my own, where I have backed up my movies like Little Shop of Horrors, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that's why I'm showing Big Buck Bunny for this. But you'd have yourself signed in to your own personal account for Plex, or as I've done, you can skip. Now, to set up your own stuff, you're going to want to manage your libraries, which I forget where that is because it's been so long. There it is, libraries. And from here, if it'd kindly work with me here, we don't have films, so we can go ahead and get rid of that. Yes, delete films. It says we have 2 movie folders, which is weird. So good. Maybe I can get rid of this. Actually, you know what? Let's get rid of all of these. That way I can show you how to add your personal media to your system. Not empty trash. We want to delete. And here I thought I was doing this, making it quicker. Shows me we're trying to be a better video maker. Okay. Now say you want to add something. We're going to add a library. Since Big Buck Bunny is a movie or a film, we'll click Film. We're going to change the title of that to Movies. We're going to do Next. We're going to browse our media folder. Over here, we'll have our stuff, but we want Movies. And it has our Big Buck Bunny folder, which has Big Buck Bunny in it. We're going to click Add, and Add to Library. You see that up there? It's scanning it in. So now, we go back to Plex. We look at movies. This is one problem with not being signed into your own account. You'll get this for not claiming your server. But if we click on Big Buck Bunny, you can see it'll give you a nice picture of the box art and also a rundown from the database when it scrapes the metadata. Tell you the video format, audio format, if you have subtitles, and if you click play, you'll get Big Buck Bunny. Look at that. Ain't that something? We'll only let this play a few seconds, even though this is free from the guys that made Blender originally. We'll play up until the bird comes in. How about that? Alright. So, what you can do now is when you back up your own personal movies, like I've done with Rocky Horror Picture Show, A Little Shop of Horrors, even Warriors, you take your DVDs, your Blu-rays, and then you don't have to worry about scratching them up or them becoming unplayable because now you have them in a digital format. Now, also the plus is, say you have a TV in the living room, a TV in one of the bedrooms, a TV in the game room, a TV upstairs, and you're all on the same local LAN. All you need to do is make sure each one is in your household that has a family account under your main account, or you invite them to your be managed in your account, and then if they're on the same network, everybody can watch movies when they like. Now, if you don't have a strong system and you have to transcode a lot, that could become a problem. That's a video for a whole nother time, because we're already about to push 10 minutes. I've been talking fast. I've messed up again, trying to be ahead of things. So, hopefully, when I show you how to install Jellyfin next time, I think it's going to be Jellyfin, as another alternate to Plex, which you do not need to make an account for. You can still host your own personal media, and you can watch it the same way through the Jellyfin applications. But as always, thank you for stopping in, and hopefully this helped you somewhat. You guys take it easy now.